My take on personal learning environments is that all schools should be allowing students to function within their own personal learning environments. The technology is there and the cost is minimal with all the different sources out there like Moodle and Udemy and all the Web 2.0 sources. Teachers want to use it, and many of us know how to use it. We, educators, just have to create and use it in our classrooms, push beyond the boundaries set up by our districts, and stop just talking about it. As it stands now, in traditional classrooms, teachers have all the power and control. Every student will have the same experience, see the same content, and turn in the same assignments. Educators get to decide almost every aspect of what will take place in their classroom. What message does this send to the students when we are telling them to be creative, participate, and take control of their own learning? Seems confusing. Researchers have pointed out that many of the current virtual learning environments only allow students to access the course content for a restricted amount of time. This time is the time frame that the student is enrolled in the course. After the course time is expired, the student can no longer access the information, links, or resources. Additionally, the rest of the world has no access to the course information, so the only collaboration taking place may be with the students enrolled in the course. Why? This does not benefit the learner because they must now research the information on their own. Why should educators make it more difficult for the learner to access information? The goal of the educator should be to enable the student to have an individual experience according to their personal needs and desires. The educator should facilitate the learner by providing the links to outside resources and tools. The learner can then decide what they think is relevant to their personal learning experience. Each student's experience will be unique while still focused on the same content topic. Students could then publish their work to the outside world to benefit the next learner, to share new ideas and information. The opposite argument from the institution might be, how will we continue to be in business if we don't charge the student for access to the information? What are the real costs? How are these systems free? Someone has to be paying for them. It's advertising. School districts could save money by using PLEs in a variety of ways. As more students opt for the virtual school experience, the problems with overcrowding and the cost of building new schools decreases. Additionally, the transportation needs for students decreases as they no longer need to commute to the school. Districts would need to employ teachers to adapt the current curriculum into a PLE format. But once the PLE is formatted, it can be used by all teachers in the district. It would be important to have constant revisions of the content as new technologies and collaboration opportunities are developed. Researchers argue that the cost to train current faculty and students to use PLEs would be considerable. Like anything new, there would be some opposition. However, change of any kind always faces the same challenges. Incoming staff possesses a whole new set of skill sets that enable them to take off running with new technologies like PLEs. Thus, the faculty training costs would diminish over time and become more consistent. Researchers do have concerns on PLEs. With the increasing demands of technology learning facing today's students, we must also educate the student on how to save and publish their learning. Basic concepts like backing up their work can have catastrophic results if a student chooses not to do this. All a student has earmarked as important to them can be lost. Newness always takes time. Human nature seems to resist change, even though we know we need it. The institution of education must stop blocking access to the networked world. Educators must teach media literacy and keep the goals of our students in the forefront. Educators must continue as students themselves in order to keep up with the demands of our own students.